Welcome to the Nitro Tech review of the Sony Ericsson Xperia X10. This is the A version for the Americas and also here in New Zealand on Telecom. It's the 850 MHz version. The X10i is the international version, which works on 900 MHz, so Europe and some other countries as well, including New Zealand on Vodafone and 2 degrees as well. So you see the Xperia X10 here. It's a big device with a 4-inch screen. It's running a 1 GHz processor, and also it's got some reasonable graphics capabilities as well. It was originally brought out on Android 1.6. It's since had an upgrade officially to Android 2.1, but there are huge amounts of 2.2 ROMs out there. So I got this device and I actually did a review on Android 2.1, and I thought it wasn't too bad on 2.1. I put 2.2 on it, and I've got to tell you, it makes it a different device. It's very, very nice running on 2.2. So that's what we've got on it here, and that's what I'm going to show you today. So the ROM itself was reasonably easy to load. You've got to make sure you've got the right versions of different things on the device, but other than that, it's pretty much point and shoot, and then the ROMs can be loaded quite easily from the SD card. You'll notice that it's skinned a little bit from the standard Android 2.2. There's a dock down here which is different to the norm, and obviously if you have a look through the menu as well, usually you'd scroll through the menu going up and down. This one you scroll across, but it's quite a nice skin, and certainly Sony skinned the device even more. Originally this has got some of the ARC skinning on it, which I think is not too bad and not too intrusive on this custom ROM, which is the Cyanogen ROM that you can download from XDA developers. When you take a look at what's actually in the device, the ROM itself is fairly clean. You can do the normal things. You've got a music program here which works perfectly well. It's just the standard kind of Android music application. With a bit of skinning there as well. So, that works pretty well. And then also, of course, you've got things like YouTube, and the videos look quite nice, I've got to say, on the 4-inch screen here. It's a TFT screen, and that means that it looks great in nice lit situations like this. But when you go into situations where it's quite bright and direct sunlight, the screen does get a little hard to read. The gallery is one of the custom gallery applications as well, which comes with some Android devices. Works quite nicely, and you can play your videos straight off that screen rather than going to the video application as well. So that's quite a nice feature, obviously. The market, with the custom ROM, it doesn't come with a new market, so just a quick download from Google gets you the new market. Messaging is just the stock standard messaging application. Google Maps, I found one of the great things with this, having battled away with some of the Sony devices, that the lock on this and even inside is absolutely incredible. It locks so quickly and so accurately, it is amazing. Obviously you've got the digital compass in there as well, but a great device for that. So if you're one that uses maps quite often, and I use a program called Runkeeper as I'm running it round and about, this works great. You can basically take it outside, push the button, and you can start straight away. Facebook application is a stock standard one. The camera application you will find is reasonably stock standard. It's not the one that comes with the original X10. It's slightly different. And with the ROM here, the custom ROM, a couple of things about it. One is that the flash that's here doesn't go with the standard app. You need to download an app called Vignette, and that will get that flash activated as well. It's got 720p HD video recording, so that's quite nice for this kind of device. It plays back the 720p just fine, and I've got to say that the videos aren't too bad, and the pictures that come out of this quite sharp, and one of the better phones that I've seen with a camera. The camera on it's not too bad. From memory, it's around what have we got? 8.1 megapixels on there. So it's a pretty well equipped device, and you'd expect that from Sony Ericsson as well. The applications you can download as many as you like. The Android 2.2 doesn't come with the Flash application already downloaded, but you can download that from the market, and there's Flash 10.2 there at the moment. That's the latest. Thought I might just show you on here the TVNZ video site, because in New Zealand, obviously, the TVNZ stuff is a little bit difficult on demand to stream to a cell phone, but you'll find that with this particular device, it's relatively easy to do. So let's push the button there, and you will see that just in a couple of seconds this will come up, and then we can actually move this into full screen as well. You can see that it's a bit small, and you can use pinch to zoom to kind of sort it out. You can see that the application is just starting to load now, and there it is. And I'll just pinch that just to bring it a bit bigger for us. And we can push the full screen button there. So that's us watching MasterChef on our Xperia X10 with a nice 4-inch widescreen view. How's that? So that's pretty simple stuff, and you certainly don't get that on your iPhone. So that's a great advance, and the 1 GHz processor that's here in the Xperia X10 handles it really well. Of course, if you stick with the standard ROM 2.1, you're not going to be able to use Flash. You need to be on 2.2, and obviously the 1 GHz processor handles it really well. So that's a great advantage of upgrading this particular device to Android 2.2. Flash videos in there work very, very well, and I'm pretty impressed by that. Some of the other features of this device, obviously you've got some of the standard kind of Android applications here, and you can download, as I say, as many as you like. The things like Google Latitude work fine. The Google Goggles as well works perfectly well. With the standard ROM, they use a third-party application for Exchange support and rip it out of the standard Mail application, and I found that a real pain. So by putting Android 2.2 on here has meant that you can go back to the standard Android Mail application, and you can use the standard application with your Exchange server, and it works as you'd expect on Android 2.2, and it works very, very well. I'm pretty impressed actually by this phone. I've found that the Android 2.2 ROM for this a little bit battery hungry, shall we say, power hungry, but if you sort of shut down your applications and just use what you need to, you'll get through a full day on it. It's not too bad at all. So just in terms of styling, we'll just have a quick look around it. You can see that at the front it's slightly beveled on the bottom, but if you could just have a look at that, it's kind of a weird design, shall we say. I don't mind it at all. On the side here, you've got a couple of rockers there for the volume. You've got a dedicated shutter button for the camera. As I say, on the back you've got the 8.1 megapixel camera and a flash, and then on this side you've got absolutely nothing. On the top you'll find the power button, 3.5mm jack, and a cover over the USB there as well. The one disappointing thing about this, and Sony really need to get this sorted out, I'm sure they've sorted it out with the Arc, which is due out very shortly, but the really disappointing thing about this device is that the speaker on the device, even when just in a normal phone conversation, is very, very quiet. You turn it up full noise and it's too quiet. If you're in a noisy situation, you've got very little chance of actually hearing what the person is saying. And even putting it onto hands-free, it's still not very loud at all. So that's one of the things that's just let this device down. It's got a lovely screen, it's got a fast processor, it can do all the things you need to do. It's just that one thing, phone calls are a little bit quiet. So the Xperia X10 is a nice device. It's obviously a top of the range from 2010. As we go into 2011, we're seeing more and more of the dual-core smartphones coming out now, and we'll see how the Xperia Arc performs when I get a hold of one. So there you go, the Xperia X10. Grab one if you wish.